Okay. Um, One thing that I would like to ask is karma. Everybody, the famous saying is karma's a bitch, then you die, or things like, or people are always like, it seems like people have an understanding that there really is karma.
Yes, it's becoming more prevalent. Yeah.
For every action, there is a reaction. What you put out comes back, So there is an understanding that there is some sort of karma.
Yes.
But I feel like there's a misunderstanding of what karma really is.
Yes. Right.
So can you explain that?
Sure. So actually the Christians got it right, because what do they say? As you sow, so shall you reap, right? That's very accurate, because it's not linked to our concept of negative or positive. It's just a basic kind of cause and effect. So whatever you put out, you will reap in return. That's karma. That's excellent. Now, karma exists in this reality, only here, and it's not even real, because nothing here is real. But let's play the game and say that karma is real here. And let me give you the understanding of what karma truly is. So karma is meant as a balancing system here in the world of polarization or duality. So here in the world where everything has to have an exact opposite, and within the opposites, everything has to be held in balance. So, you can't have in this reality a world where the positive seriously outweighs the negative. That's not balanced. So everything about this world is about maintaining this balance. Mm-hmm. And like the scales of Libra, right? It's all about Libra. So the problem is karma along the way turned into this thing where it was used almost as to be like almost a threat, like if you don't do good deeds, it's all going to come back on you. Like, something to be fearful of. I'm afraid of my karma. There's no reason to be afraid of karma. It's just about balance, right? So is it true that if you do things that are hurtful to others, and you're conscious of that you are going to have to come back, live the opposite? Yes, that's absolutely accurate. Can that be seen as punishment? It could. It's not. It's only the universe trying to keep it balanced, you see. So the point for you, since you seem to be attached to this world of polarization and enslaved by it, the only way to get off of that cycle is to come into perfect equanimity, right? To walk the middle path, as the Buddha would say. That's the way out. The way out is through the middle. Mm-hmm. What we do is we work very hard to find the positives and over-polarize to the positives. But that doesn't do anything to help you see through the game that's being played here, the matrix of concept and the identification with concept. That's what it takes to walk off. And you can't do that if you're attached to either side of the story. Because if I'm attached to this side, then by definition, I'm also attached to the other side, right? Mm-hmm. My resistance to the other side shows my attachment to this side. And they work together. Attachment and resistance are two sides of the same exact coin. You can't have one without the other. There's no resistance without attachment. There's no attachment without resistance. Okay. So the point is that karma is just there to show you where you have remained imbalanced, unbalanced, imbalanced, whatever the word is. And so in your life, if what you're experiencing something that's very difficult, like let's pick something super obvious, like you were born physically deformed. The recognition as a seeker would be that physical deformity had to come because of an effect from the cause that was something that I did. So example, maybe you were someone who disfigured a person in another lifetime, maybe through an act of war or an act of, you had some kind of a problem with a person and got in a terrible fight, or like whatever it was, but you were part of that. And in that, you held yourself above the other, meaning you thought that they were the problem, you did the right thing, or whatever, or you held tremendous guilt for doing it. Either way, it's still out of balance. So you're going to have to come back and live the other side, so you have an opportunity to experience the other side and to balance it from that perspective. The problem is when you're reborn, those veils come down that, when you're in that transitional stage and you're outside and you're in the astral realm, you can see down into the choices that you made in that past life, and you'll understand, oh, that was the point. Okay, so next time I'm going to come in, I'll be the disfigured one. We'll get this thing balanced out. Well, then you get born, the veils come down, you don't remember the life previous or lifetimes previous, and now you don't understand why you were born with a disfiguration. So then what? Well, then the ego does with that what it always does. It uses it as something to identify with and polarize over, right? So you're locked into this thing. You can't see deep enough to ever get it. It's one of the positives to Eastern tradition, because they actually teach reincarnation, is that even if people don't remember past lives, they have an understanding that I have most likely lived it all before. So whatever it is that's going on, I've been that, I've been that, I've been that, I've been that. So how do I judge when I've already been it, right? And so there's a level of understanding there that's actually very healthy and very good for the person. It doesn't mean they don't sit in judgment or anything, but it's certainly helpful. It was taken out of the Bible. So, it's been a tough one for Christians, because Christians are really kind of taught to judge, even though Christ was trying to tell them not to judge. Christians are taught to judge. And it makes it very, very challenging. So as far as karma and reincarnation goes, like the whole thing is just, when everything has been seen through, at that point, you don't even create karma anymore, because karma is only created out of the egoic state. When one isn't functioning out of there anymore, then their actions, it wouldn't matter what the action was, that action will not create karma. And when one is free from identification, there's no need for reincarnation either. Then they're free to go back to the illumined worlds, wherever, at whatever state or level they came from prior to this. And then after having walked off of this, they would have also, in the process of that, they would have actually kind of made a major leap in their own evolution from wherever they came from, because this is like the hardest classroom in the universe. It's moving into 3D and then walking back out. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does.